existential dread. Everyone at a certain age gets existential dread, but this is just horrible. Alright, so last time we checked out the shrine anchorates. So now why don't we check out the Lions of Jabir, a lesson in trade from the Sultanate. This is the official whatchamacallit YouTube page of Trench Crusade, by the way. Trench Crusade, a lesson in trade.
Kazem sat on the edge of a marble fountain, savoring the coolness of the stone as he pored over his trade ledger. So absorbed was he by the day.
Wait, are they trading lions? Or Jabir lions? I mean, I know they're treated as a bodyguard by the Sultan or by the higher classes.
His considerable profits that he barely noticed the sudden hush that had fallen over the souk.
The souk.
His serfs froze as a hulking figure entered the marketplace, its massive shoulders brushing the top of the gate's delicate archway. The vendors reached out with trembling hands to steady ivory carvings and fragile trinkets shaken by the passing creature's footsteps. The presence of a lion of Jabir in the souk was a rare occurrence indeed.
Why?
Its great head turned, slowly scanning the crowd with a predator's patience, and horror rose in Kazem's throat when its gaze settled upon him.
Why?
He uttered a desperate prayer to Allah as it began to pace unhurriedly across the square, the rays of the setting sun glinting redly on the intricate golden plates of its armor. The upper portion of its face was covered by a mask in the likeness of a snarling demon, leaving the wealth of fangs jutting from its maw on full display.
Okay, probably no blood.
Any skin not covered by its wild mane was etched with alchemical brands, shifting with the movement of corded muscle and...
So these things are brands. I wonder if it's carved or burned, but by the way it looks, this whole thing was carved from its flesh. This wasn't a brand, because a brand would burn and it wouldn't leave blood, so of course they choose the more painful option, which is literally mutilating the flesh instead of just, you know, burning the whole thing.
Sinew beneath. The lion.
That's the reason why I'm a bit hesitant about accepting the invite for a demo, by the way. There's only so much grimdark that I can take, okay?
Before Kazem, its towering form casting him into shadow. Its scent engulfed him. Yet despite its beastly appearance, the Takwin creature bore no stench of a predator's musk.
Yeah, so it's clean.
Instead, it carried an oddly sweet smell of incense, laced with the bitterness of whatever secret alchemical...
I mean, if it's gonna be guarding the Sultan or any other high-ranking official, it definitely has to smell good. I mean, you have dogs that haven't been washed for days, or the ones with bad diets. They smell bad.
Compounds had given it life. After a few moments of torturous silence, it began to speak in a gentle, clear baritone. A voice that would have been beautiful, if not for its rasping, metallic undertone.
They talk!
O you, the servant of the noble and honorable Pasha Abu Bakr Muhammad ibn Tufail, may Allah reward him. I come at the bidding of my master, the great Faris Malik ibn Jahid. Peace be with you. In the name of Allah, the most generous, you are ordered to relinquish the following wares from thy storehouses, for our needs in the battle against Zindiqs are great, as the provisions you have sent thus far are entirely insufficient to persecute the war upon disbelief, as the Sultan, may Allah look upon him with favor, has...
Crap, I believe we should take a deeper look at this particular unit. Are they're demi-human, right? Okay. I'm intrigued now. We definitely have to take a deeper look at these lions, of how exactly they're made.
Ordered us to do.
They can talk!
Therefore, I ask you to see the error of thy ways, and replenish our stocks with 15 jazels and 1,000 rounds of alchemical ammunition, 400 loaves of franchala, coffee aplenty, and 10 flasks of alchemy.
I mean, it would have been better if they just wrote this whole thing down and tell him to hand off the paper.
chemical fire.
That would have been pretty intimidating, right? Imagine this creature coming up to you and handing you a piece of paper. Comply or, well, face the consequences. But no, they had to prove that this thing can talk, that this thing has human consciousness.
And should you do so, I may yet stay my claws. For is Allah not the most merciful?
Ah,
The aforementioned
Allahu
paw sat
Akbar.
inches from the tips of his sandals, holding his gaze in an iron grip. Wickedly curved in the length of his forearm, the golden lacquer which had been applied to them
okay, so this particular creature was definitely sent to, well, deliver a message. And not just the vocal one or a verbal one.
did little to hide the blood encrusted around their bases. He felt a shock of pain as one appeared at his throat, startling him. He had not seen the creature move.
Ah,
A thin stream of blood ran onto his tunic as the razor-sharp point pricked his jaw, forcing him to look up, trembling. He was met with hazel eyes that were hauntingly human and bore all the wisdom and pain of 100 men.
hauntingly human.
Eyes which waited patiently for his response.
Yes?
Servant of the great Faris Malik ibn Zahid, this humble one begs your forgiveness. The wrong shall be righted by sunrise.
His own voice sounded
Message
alien to him,
received.
tight with panic, barely more than a whisper. Nodding, the homunculus slowly leaned down towards him.
Homunculus.
The great jaws opened, a bluish glow rising from the back of its throat. Kazem felt the lion's metallic breath wash over him, its strange coldness. Too cold for any creature born of a mother's womb, worming its way into his chest. A reek of alchemical vapors made his head spin, driving him to his knees. When he came to his senses, a steady drip of scarlet soiled the ground beneath his bowed head. He raised a hand to his bleeding nose. The lion was already stalking from the souk, its claws striking sparks on the flagstones. That night,
Heavy.
as his serfs scrambled to assemble and deliver the wares he owed, he sat, staring blankly into a polished silver looking glass. As he contemplated the lined face of a stranger with hair of a stark, brittle white returning his gaze fearfully, Kazem swore a silent oath. Should he live to see another sunset, he would never again attempt to cheat the master of a lion of Jabir.
Message was definitely received. Okay. The lore.
Deep beneath the golden gardens of New Damascus, through the cavern
Damascus.
of the sleeper and past the seven gates of potentiality, are the vast laboratories and metaphysical factories of the alchemists. It is here that alchemists employ the enigmatic Jabirian process of takwin to create artificial life, crafting all manner of strange and wondrous beings.
Alright, for a moment there, I was afraid that the lines of Jabir were humans transformed, full metal alchemist sort of deal, where they mixed human and dog together. Anyways, Edward. That was the very first episode of Full Metal Alchemist I've seen. I remember the realization when Edward realized who the dog was, or who the new dog was. That the name of the little girl was Nina. I forgot the name of the dog, I think. And then Edward. I remember that was my first episode of Full Metal Alchemist I saw. Okay, it disturbed me.
Beasts and
Alright.
automatons, some to delight the masses of the souk, others to adorn the opulent gardens
Yeah,
of the Sultan. Deeper still, in the shadowy and secretive depths of the alchemy complex, beyond the seven hidden gates of actuality, are the sanctums where the art and science of takwin is perfected to its most fearful and deadly purpose. Here they make the dreaded lions of Jabir. Named after the deadly hunters of the plains, the lions of Jabir can take many forms, not all of them leonine. Each one is a unique masterwork, and they are grown according to the skills and artistry of the scientists that created them. The
Okay.
esoteric arts the
So they're not
Alchemagi employer
uniform.
learned through studying the forbidden books of Solomon, and many alchemists are killed when their experiments fail or run amok.
Oh, wait. So their magic is called the esoteric arts? Alright. I believe there was another form of magic that they mentioned in one of our old videos, but you know what? We'll get to that later.
However, the lions are in desperate demand by the army of the Sultanate, so the program continues, regardless of cost and casualties. Creating the Lions of Jabir is a
War
formidable
effort needs its
task with
flesh.
endless variables to consider. Because of this, the lions are often malformed in some way. Though still magnificent hunters in war, their deformities often cause their existence to be one of ceaseless physical pain and suffering. The most tragic among the lions are crafted with human-like intellect, for they are racked with
Consciousness.
existential dread as they come to terms with the grotesque nature of their origins. Some can even speak with surprising eloquence and expressiveness.
Of course.
In battle, the Lions of Jabir are fearsome and lethal, and are used as a vanguard for the Sultanate forces.
I just realized, I mean, Jesus Christ, why bother giving it human intellect? What was the point? I mean, there's no other point but to increase its pain and suffering by giving it existential dread. I have existential dread. Everyone at a certain age gets existential dread, but this is just horrible. Holy crap.
Sultan himself commands a hunting pack of 77 enormous Lions of Jabir that guard him day and night and accompany him on the battlefield. The speed and ferocity of the lions is nearly unparalleled, and some possess strange powers granted by their alchemical birth.
Alchemical
Many bear
birth.
armor melded
Right.
with their flesh, forged from alchemical metals etched with cryptic seals and sigils, and richly embellished by the alchemists to hide the defects in their creations.
Okay. Ergo the mask. Definitely interesting.
Thank you for watching, guys. So if you want me to check out other stories here on YouTube, please let me know in the comments. We upload on the weekends, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Also, check out our Twitch channel where you can watch me do this live. And please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do the whole notification button thing to help me out with the algo, and class dismissed.